Love in the shadows, the hidden struggle for connection in LGBTQ plus communities. Have you ever felt like you're standing in a crowded room surrounded by people and yet somehow completely alone? That's not just a metaphor for many in our LGBTQ plus communities, it's their daily reality. I recently had the profound opportunity to interview Judah Sloane, whose insights into the complex landscape of love and connection for LGBTQ plus individuals, particularly those who identify as bisexual, left me both challenged and inspired. Judah's tireless advocacy has created ripples of change that extend far beyond individual lives. They've built bridges where only chasms existed before, challenging us to reimagine what love and acceptance truly mean in practice, not just in theory. Their work reminds us that behind every statistic is a human being searching for the same thing we all want: to be truly seen and loved. And let's be honest, we live in the age of connection, right? Our phones buzz constantly with notifications. Dating apps promise to find us the perfect match with just a swipe. Social media keeps us connected 24/7. And yet, and yet, so many of us have never felt more alone. The irony is almost painful, isn't it? We're drowning in contact, but starving for connection. Now imagine that loneliness amplified by having parts of your identity questioned, dismissed, or outright rejected. That's the reality for many bisexual individuals today. A 2023 Statista report found that 7.6% of US adults identify as LGBTQ, with a whopping 22.3% of Gen Z claiming this identity. Those numbers might make you think, wow, we've come so far. And in some ways, we have. But numbers don't tell the whole story. Statistics can't capture the texture of lived experience, the microaggressions, the casual erasure, the constant need to explain and defend your own heart. Because here's what those statistics don't show you: the sideways glances, the whispered comments, the dating profiles that explicitly state no bisexuals, the family members who say it's just a phase or pick a side already. They don't capture the exhaustion of constantly having to validate your own existence. Many bisexual people report being stereotyped as confused or untrustworthy by both straight and gay communities. It's like being told you don't have a home in either world. Too straight for gay spaces, too gay for straight ones. Where exactly are you supposed to belong? As Judah Sloan pointed out in our interview, this creates a uniquely painful form of isolation. Imagine having your very capacity to love questioned and dismissed. Imagine being told that your heart is somehow defective because it doesn't conform to other people's expectations. Imagine the loneliness of being invisible even when you're standing right in front of someone. Now, we've created online support groups and dating apps specifically for LGBTQ plus communities. That's progress, right? Well, sort of. These platforms increase visibility, but many users still report a profound lack of deep, lasting connection. The tools have changed, but the fundamental human need remains unmet. Technology can facilitate meeting, but it can't manufacture meaning. Since 2001, moral acceptance of gay and lesbian relationships has increased from 42% to 64%. That's significant progress. But acceptance doesn't automatically translate to understanding, and it certainly doesn't guarantee connection. Legal recognition is not the same as emotional acceptance. You can have the right to marry and still feel profoundly misunderstood by the person sitting across from you at dinner. LGBTQ plus individuals have pushed for policy changes, including marriage equality and anti discrimination laws. These efforts have improved legal standing, but they haven't eliminated the sense of disconnection many feel. The law can protect your rights, but it can't heal your heart. And for Black LGBTQ plus professionals, the barriers multiply. It's not just about sexuality anymore. It's about navigating multiple intersecting identities in spaces that weren't designed with you in mind. It's about carrying the weight of multiple forms of discrimination and still showing up with your full self. Imagine walking into a professional networking event and calculating which parts of yourself you can safely reveal. Imagine dating someone and wondering if they see you or just a collection of stereotypes. Imagine constantly translating your experiences for others while rarely having your own reality acknowledged. The mental and emotional labor is exhausting. This isn't just theoretical. According to Gallup and the Walton Family Foundation, LGB Gen Z adults report significantly higher levels of anxiety, sadness, stress, and loneliness than their non LGBTQ plus peers. These aren't just feelings, they're the emotional toll of existing in a world that still hasn't fully made space for you. They're the natural response to chronic invalidation. Discrimination, fear of rejection, and lack of family support contribute to these mental health struggles and make forming lasting relationships even more difficult. Some schools and organizations have introduced LGBTQ plus support programs and mental health resources, but access remains inconsistent at best. And even when resources exist, seeking help means overcoming the stigma attached to both mental health challenges and LGBTQ plus identities. Society's growing acceptance hasn't translated into universal safety or acceptance, especially for those rejected by family or community. Increased awareness has led to more inclusive spaces, but the emotional toll of discrimination persists. The scars of rejection don't disappear just because the law changes or because some people become more accepting. And for bisexual individuals specifically, a 2023 multi level meta analysis in personal relationships found that while relationship norms strongly predict relationship quality for gay and lesbian individuals, bisexual people often face additional skepticism and exclusion, impacting their ability to form and sustain meaningful partnerships. For many bisexuals, the lack of acceptance from both straight and gay communities leads to fewer opportunities for genuine love and partnership. Historically, bisexuality has been misunderstood and stigmatized, leading to persistent myths and barriers to healthy relationships. The stereotypes are as pervasive as they are harmful. That bisexuality is just a phase, that bisexual people are greedy or unfaithful, that they're confused or in denial. These aren't just offensive ideas, they actively prevent connection. But here's where I want to pause because this isn't just about statistics and studies. This is about human beings with hearts that long for connection, just like yours and mine. This is about people who want to love and be loved without having to explain or justify the contours of their hearts. When Judah Sloane speaks about these issues, there's a profound understanding that behind every data point is a person who just wants to be loved for who they are, completely, without reservation or condition. Their advocacy isn't abstract, it's deeply personal, deeply human. And isn't that what we all want? To be seen, to be known, to be accepted, to be loved. The specifics may differ, but the fundamental longing is universal. The irony is painful. In an era where we're supposedly more connected than ever, authentic love and connection have become increasingly rare, especially for those whose identities don't fit neatly into society's boxes. But here's the thing about love, it doesn't actually care about boxes, it doesn't follow rules or conform to expectations. Real love, the kind that transforms us, is wild and unpredictable and refuses to be contained. It's bigger than our categories, more expansive than our limited understanding. So, what do we do with this knowledge? How do we move forward? First, we need to challenge our own assumptions about love, especially for bisexual and LGBTQ plus people. We need to stop swiping left on real connection. We need to question the narratives we've been fed about what love looks like and who deserves it. We need to examine our own biases, even the subtle ones we might not be fully aware of. If you're not part of the LGBTQ plus community, reach out to someone you know who is. Ask how you can support their journey to authentic love and acceptance. Not in a performative way, but with genuine curiosity and care. Listen more than you speak. Learn without expecting others to be your teachers. And if you are struggling, please seek out community or professional support. Don't let society's cynicism rob you of your right to real love. You deserve connection. You deserve to be seen and known and cherished exactly as you are. Your heart is not wrong or broken, it's just yours. Because here's what I believe, and what Judah Sloane's work so powerfully demonstrates: love isn't actually rare. It's not a limited resource that only some people get to experience. Love is abundant, it's everywhere. The problem isn't a shortage of love, it's the barriers we've created that prevent it from flowing freely. Those barriers look different for different communities. For LGBTQ plus individuals, especially bisexual people and Black professionals, they can include discrimination, societal expectations, and trauma. But barriers can be dismantled, walls can come down, new paths can be forged. It starts with self love and resilience. It starts with believing that you are worthy of connection exactly as you are. It starts with refusing to internalize the limiting beliefs that others have about you. So I challenge you today: will you be brave enough to examine your own biases about who deserves love and how it should look? Will you extend compassion to those whose experiences differ from yours? Will you create space in your life for authentic connection, even when it's messy and complicated and doesn't fit neatly into categories? The world doesn't change in grand, sweeping gestures. It changes in small moments of courage and connection. It changes when we choose to see each other, truly see each other beyond labels and stereotypes. It changes when we refuse to accept the artificial limitations placed on love. Every time you choose to listen without judgment, to learn without defensiveness, to love without conditions, you're helping to create a world where no one has to hide in the shadows. You're helping to build a reality where love isn't constrained by identity, where connection transcends categories. This isn't just about being kind or tolerant. This is about recognizing that our humanity is bound up together. This is about understanding that when any of us is prevented from loving freely and authentically, all of us are diminished. So let's commit right here and now to creating a world where love doesn't have to hide in the shadows, where connection isn't determined by identity, but by the courage to be vulnerable with one another, where everyone, regardless of sexual orientation, gender identity, or race, has access to the profound joy of being fully known and fully loved. The path won't be easy. Real change never is. But I believe with absolute certainty that it's worth it, because a world where love flows freely, that's not just better for LGBTQ plus communities, it's better for all of us. Thank you. Thank